Hey, welcome back to the Kyle Stamps channel. I just woke up. It's Sunday morning at 9:30, and I've decided that I want to do some work on my Japanese stamp album. So I figured, hey, why not film it? Let's work on it together. And it's been a while, quite a while, months since I've sat this down, although it's been on my desk staring at me right in my face every time I sit here. I'm going to make a cup of coffee or tea, I'm not sure yet, and we're just going to get cooking here. I don't know how long this video will be, of course. I don't have a plan for anything. We're just going to go through the motions. So, anyway, in case anybody forgot, I've been transferring page by page all of the Japanese stamps from a album that I already have. So I pull out each page and I just work my way through, and so we're at number 299. So we're going to go there in my album here, and we'll be switching back and forth between the album and my online Scott catalog in order to identify these and any other resources I need. But hopefully I'll be able to get by with just the Scott catalog. We'll see. Maybe, actually, the stamp identifier app as well. So let's get to it. Okay guys, so here we are in my album, and we're at this stamp here, I believe, 299. Actually, okay, that's what he had this written as, but 298, 299, right? 300? What the heck? Unless these aren't in order. Weird. Okay, well anyway, let me hop in the album here. You know, I'm looking at the page is what I'm looking at. He did have a 298, so why wouldn't that be... Oh, it is there. Okay, yeah, 298. Maybe this is a different number. I don't know. Okay, let me look in the catalog. This should explain everything. Here's our stamp. This is our design. Looks like it's a sacred golden kite. I would not have guessed that. So A118 design, which will actually show here. Okay. So here is our supposed stamp from 1940. $2.99, a 2-cent brown orange. I would be buying into the brown orange. Perf 12. Okay, and nothing about a watermark or any of that. I will say in the album it says that they are unwatermarked. It doesn't say at the bottom here anything about go see any other stamps. So yeah, wow. So this actually is really easy. There's kind of nothing to really worry about. It should literally be a number 299. That's the only A118 design. It's the right denomination, right color, and I don't have to check anything else. Interesting. Well, I just, dang, I can't believe it's that easy. I really may have already just simply gotten through all of the tedious early issues. So, that one, that looks like it's pretty self-explanatory. Number 299. Alrighty, so I've got my stamp in my mount, ready to go. I'll be honest with you, I was looking in the catalog and I do not know what this is. I don't know what that stamp is right there. So hopefully that'll be figured out as I go. But go ahead and give this guy a little lickety-doo-dah. I decided... okay, I'm going to go with that. That actually looks pretty good. I'm trying not to block the 1940 on the top or bottom here. So, give this guy a little pressy poo. Cracks me up when I talk like that. A pressy poo. I had some guy years ago at this point. He was at our auto shop, and he was like haggling with me or something about the price, and he called me poopy pants, and it blew me away. I just couldn't believe a grown man called me poopy pants, and I still remember it. It's like, what? I completely taken aback. So he's like haggling with me. You don't call me poopy pants. Anyways, oh yeah. By the way, I got a new coffee mug. I guess you guys can't really see it. I'll show you later. Got some lemon tea with honey, and I just chugged a protein shake, so I'm ready to go. So yeah, gotta have that protein, right? So anyways, this is all done. Okay, this should be $2.99. Okay. So I gotta get this written on here. $2.99. As usual, I'm using my erasable pen. I do love this thing. It's definitely one of my go-tos here. I didn't film it, but I had to clean all the dust off of the mounts and my mount cutter. Everything is just covered in dust because it's been that long. So trying to get things organized again. One thing that I'm running into immediately is I can't remember the size of the other mounts that I had. It looks like I had one strip out still, so whatever size this is, I've got one more, but I gotta try to figure this out. Because I have these split back mounts, which I do like, but a majority of what I have are these kind of open flip top mounts, which I cut to size, these strips. And I get these from a guy in the UK. I buy them in bulk because it's way cheaper to buy mounts in bulk. Yeah, I did a video about that. If you ever want to see that, you can go look through my videos and you'll find one about stamp collecting supplies. And I broke down the money that it takes to buy the cheapest way that I could find to buy different supplies. And without a doubt, buying these, I don't know if he makes them himself, but buying these mount strips from this guy in the UK on eBay turned out to be the best financial decision. So, anyways, looks like that's done. That was so easy. I can't even believe it. I keep feeling like I'm missing something, but there isn't. It's just I'm done with the hard stuff, I guess. So, all right. So moving on. Here we have 300. Okay, looks like a mint and a used. Well, what would I be putting in my album would probably be the mint. Somebody wrote on it, of course, but there is some kind of crease kind of along the bottom there. Kind of hard to see it in the camera, but there you go. See that crease? So whatever. So much for mint. But yeah, like if this, when I'm deciding what I want to put, you know, I really don't care mint or used. It like this had a nice CDS where I could actually read some information, I would be happy to use a used stamp over a mint stamp. But in this case, doesn't really say anything. It's like a mute cancel. It's just a part of a circle. And this one is a nice clean looking stamp, so I think this would be best to display in the album. So and then, oh yeah, oh my gosh, I completely forgot. Hold on here. Man, I forgot all about this. So, let me grab this stuff, sorry. Oh my gosh, okay, hold on. So, I gotta dust this stuff off. Give me uno momento. Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay, so, yeah, the duplicates, I forgot already that the duplicates that I was, oh, that's when I was looking for jobs. Okay, looking for a job. Alright, get that out of here. I was saving the duplicates and putting them in these clear pages, which I still love, quite frankly. Man, aren't these pretty to just look at? I really do like them. I mean, they are just pretty. The colors, specifically. Wow. So I've done a handful of pages of these at this point. But yeah, that's right. My plan is I'm going to put these extras in the back of the Japan album. So it's like 281 was the last extra that I had. Yeah, boy. Interesting, everything I had going on here with this album. So yeah, I'll continue to do that. So it looks like I'm going to have basically an extra, 300 will go right there. That'll be perfect. Okay. So here's my number 300. Wait a minute. Where the heck is it supposed to? Oh, that must be it. Okay. Sorry, I mean, the colors on this picture really put me off. I'm not even kidding. Off camera, I was looking in the catalog, and I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't see that anywhere. I don't know why the colors came out like that. But clearly, actually, this is the stamp. You can see probably why I was scratching my head. Well, that makes a lot of sense there. Okay. So, alright, now let's go to the catalog and see if there's anything to identifying this stamp, and I don't think that there will be. Alright, so we got Mount Takachiho. A119 design, number 300, A119, and it's a 4cent dark green. Boom. So that's really it. Come to think of it, I might as well just take a mental note that practically this entire series here is, I'm not really going to have to check anything. As long as the images match the denomination, then we're good. I mean, why even bother checking the perfs? There's no alternative stamps that it could be listed. So, I think this is all extremely straightforward. I'm just kind of looking through the images here and just scanning through just to take a look. But yeah. All right, so we have a number 300. So I think that I think it's safe to say that I can probably go ahead and put 300, 301, and 302 in there without having to check anything. And then we'll move on to the next design, which will be Mount Hokuchin Hokkaido. Hi. Okie doke. Got her in my split bag. I decided to switch it up. Only looking one side, as I have learned my lesson. From other stamps that I decided, building my big giant worldwide album. There's another album I still need to put more work into, but this leaving one side open is honestly, I just think the right way to do it. Yeah, like why adhere both sides? I must have, okay, really. If you ever want to take the stamp out, like come on. So there we go. That's easy. This will be number 300. Yeah, I will say, having hingeless heirloom albums, it makes them so much easier to create an album, but they're expensive, so you just gotta choose. So anyway, let me slip this guy in here. The problem with me doing this the way that I'm doing it is I do like to write the number so that I know, since I bothered, like I'm here right now, I know what number it is, I should put it on there. I use this acrylic paint marker, but it takes it a sec for the ink to dry. That's kind of the only problem. Let me just write it right there, whatever. Okay, so let that dry, and then I can move on. Oh god. Oh no. Yeah, okay, I got a whole stack of these, so I got plenty of these. So just get my next one ready. Okay. I'm probably 20 minutes into this. Because I'm filming, it's slowing me down a lot, but this feels good. It's like riding a bike. It's like getting all my little tools, all my little things. Okay, so 301. He says this is mint. Got some fish. Kind of looks like a fish scale background, perhaps. So, number 10. All right, and like we said, there really should be no reason for me to go back into the catalog or anything. I mean, this all should be pretty straightforward here. kind of gauging, will it fit with enough space? I think that it may, but this is going to be a close one. It either will or won't, and I'm not going to force it. Worked fine. That was good. Cool. And what I'm doing off camera, since I don't want to have to adjust my camera every time, I've thought about it, is putting these on my slicer here and doing what so many stamp collectors recommend that I don't do, which is cut the mount with the stamp in it. Well, I am just super careful when I line it up, and I make sure I hold this good, and it just makes it, having the actual stamp in the mount just makes it easier for me to gauge how much to cut. So that's kind of me being lazy, but at the same time I'm totally risking ruining the stamp if I slice it, so that's on me. But again, it's not like any of this is, you know, super rare or valuable. I mean, this is all minimal catalog value stuff. So I've been slicing mounts with stamps in them for years at this point, and have I ever screwed up? Yes. I think one stamp for sure I cut like the edge of the perfs off because I wasn't careful enough. It was just some silly stamp, so there's no, you know, love lost, but every time that you do screw up, it kind of makes you feel bad. Okay, well, let's mount this guy. Give her the old licky poo. Try not to cover that 1940 too much. Trying to have it look relatively even. Looks like I've succeeded. Yeah. Cool. Wow. I mean, this is just so easy. I'm not having to do anything. I'm not having to make any mental effort here to identify these. It's nice. Okay, and I didn't have any extras to deal with. Okay, so we're just moving on to whatever's next. Looks like he has 302 in here. Hinged, multiple hinge marks. Oh, it's not the worst on the back. The gum isn't bad. I don't see like any major stuff. The hinges are the only thing. I'm not sure if this thing has a pulled corner or, I don't know. I guess it's not bad. Overall, it's actually not bad. Alright. And this one should be, I'm guessing 301, but what did he have? He said it was 302. Hold on. Sorry if I sound nasally, by the way. My nose is totally congested. I don't know why. Anyways, I just was thinking that probably the reason that these images look all rainbow and colorful is it must be whatever scanner they used originally to scan the original album pages that I printed these from. That just must have been a side effect. So, anyways, that looks pretty good there. Let's see about this. I got this sitting here already. It looks just a little too big for my liking, frankly. And there's another strip over here that looks like it's smaller. It should probably be okay. It's not a split back. This is just an open end. I don't know if open end is the right term. It's been too long since I've messed with these mounts. Okay, so let me go ahead and slice and dice this bad boy. Okay, boom. Just like that. I remember when I first started out and I was watching, I think Ted Talk Stamps, one of his videos, and he was talking about stuff that you should have if you want to collect stamps. And this what do you call this? Whatever, stamp cutter. There's a name. It's not a mandolin. Hold on, let me see what you call this. A guillotine. That's right. I thought it was a mandolin. What the heck? Where did that come from? Anyway, he was like, you need to get yourself a good guillotine. And I remember him stressing that you need to, that it's worth it. you need to pay a little extra money if you're serious about making your own albums, that you don't want to buy a cheap mandolin. And yeah, so anyway, he left an impression on me. When I saw that. And so I went out and I think I went to Mystic and bought a decent mandolin. And I haven't regretted it, honestly. The thing's great. I mean, it just works like a charm. It's kind of hard to screw it up. As long as you position things correctly, it slices right through. And I think that the blade was self-sharpening on that as well, which I also love. Okay, so, and then this actually, let me get back in my catalog here. Okay, yeah, 302. Oh, so I misnumbered that. Gosh, dang it. Trying to think and talk and do too much at once, I guess. 301. Yeah, the 10 cent is 301. So my bad. And this is where these erasable pens just come right in handy. Oh, like it never happened. 301. Ha! Have a nice day. So, that looks nice. Wow, weird. Let me take a second here. I'm actually making progress in this album again. All you gotta do is actually work on it, huh? It's not rocket science. Okay, so we got the next series we should be moving on to. We've got a mint and a used. Oh, this one has a big center crease right down the center. Bunch of, looks like thins and, I don't know about thins actually. Looks like hinge marks, paper remnants. Okay. That's not the one that's going in my album. This one is. This one also has a crease, kind of along the top, and a hinge mark with some ink smudges and like little papery bits on there. So yeah, these are not, none of these are in amazing shape, but that's okay. So, anyways, okay, now looking at this, let me move this here. It looks as though I'm missing that. Okay, let's go hop in the Scott catalog here and see what's going on. Okay, so we're done with this series now, so moving on. Here is the stamp that we have. And actually, here's that red stamp. I was wondering, I said I don't have it. That's an A124. It's a 10 cent Carmine, number 305. Also on this series here, it looks like there's a 4 stamp series with 1 sous sheet possible, but there is no notes about seeing any other variations or any other issues. So this should be another set that is just stupid easy, where you can just simply match it up and put it in the album. Alrighty, so I took the liberty to go ahead and write the numbers to the stamps here for this little 4-set series. I was also looking in here and I thought, oh, does he have stuff misidentified, like this was here in number 303, because I saw this one, but they are different designs. You can tell the sloping hills and the landscape is different. So I thought, oh, I better double check, because I've seen him make mistakes. I've already caught many mistakes from this gentleman before, but that is different. So anyways, here's our little stampy poo. Let's see about, I think it'll fit nicely into this strip, and might even be overkill a little bit, but I think it's okay. I'm just going to use this. Ooh, careful. Careful, Kyle. Okay. I'm gonna snag that other stamp by accident. Alrighty, let's throw this in the guillotine here and cut her up. Okay, so got ourselves a nice, pretty little stamp. I'm trying to predict putting everything on here, so that's why I wrote the numbers above the stamp instead of down here below. Even though that was the trend on the beginning half of the sheet, my word would be I write the number below and then I put this next stamp and it covers the number. So up here it seems appropriate. That way there's no conflict. potentially. Okay, give her the old licky poo, and then the old sticky poo. I'm trying to have her pretty straight. Looks pretty good to me. Alright. Yeah. Welcome home, buddy. Number 303. And then I have my duplicate, which I will go ahead and slap in my new page here. Yeah, one thing that I guess I forgot about this album is they're not in perfect numerical order. So like number 305 up here, and then we go to 303, 304. I don't actually remember why they do that, or why they did that. I honestly, I feel like I had the answer to that at some point, but I can't recall, why the template here, why they chose to do that. It may be just purely aesthetic. Like all these are horizontal rectangles. This one's a vertical. These other ones are, I don't know, kind of squares, square horizontal. So maybe it just made for a pretty page layout overall, right? To put that one there. I don't know. I'm not going to try and think about it too much. Make my head hurt. Okay, so here we go. And we said that was 303. Let me put this over here. 303. And by now, I'm very patient. The last one I did should be good and well dry. Yeah, okay, cool. I have an issue where if I'm too fast and I flip the page over and stack it with the other ones, it'll smear. So yeah, I really do have to wait a little bit, but that looks done. So the acrylic it works. After it's dry, there's like no issues that I've had. And the nice thing about the acrylic markers is you just wet a little tip of a paper towel or your finger, and this will just smear right off. So you can totally reuse these pages. And, okay, so that does it for that duplicate. Moving on. Okay, well, let me get this back where it should be, since we're not there yet. 304, looks like. Mint, he says. Okay, pretty stamp. Definitely pretty stamp. Not horrible. And, yeah, again, looking at this thing, they're close, but they're different. So we've definitely got a 304 here. And there really wasn't anything else to worry about, if I recall correctly. Okay. So, yeah, this mount should suffice perfectly. Looks good. I have to change my camera battery. I'm going to cut this, and I'll be right back. Alrighty. Back in action. Okay. Give her the old lickaroo. This one's going to be trying to... I really don't like when I look back later and I'm like, I wish I took a little bit more care putting this or that mountain because it, is tilted or whatever. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget that I drink while I do these stamps. Sometimes, and, I definitely can say that drinking has led me to be careless on occasion. When mounting a stamp or something, I'll just be like, whatever, good enough, Jesus, move on with life, kind of impatient in the moment. And, yeah, even this one, if I'm going to be totally honest, I don't think it's absolutely perfect. I mean, I could try and rip it off again real quick, but I'm sure it's already going to take some paper with it. I feel like it should be a little bit, just like it's a little bit tilted. But whatever, I mean, this is the stuff where if I'm going to make my own album, I just kind of have to, get over that, It's not going to be absolutely perfect, but that's pretty good. Overall, I mean, it's okay. I'll put the next one. I just feel like, like I tried, and I still feel like it's a little bit, I think that the right side needs to drop down a little bit, but it's pretty close. I mean, if if I gauge this here underneath this straight line, I mean, it's really not bad. Maybe it's just, no, I think it is a little bit off, but it's so minor, you know. But this is how some people are. Like, they really want things to be perfect, and there's a part of me that I do, but I just, you know, this is where it's not going to be perfect if I make it myself from scratch. It's just not. It isn't, you know. If you wanted a perfect aesthetic album, I would go with the Hingeless. You know, get an heirloom album, or a Davos or whatever the heck. Okay, so anyway, moving on. Okay, so that was 306. Actually, did I cover up the number here? I think I did when I mounted it. Darn it! I didn't predict that I didn't want to cover the 1940, so I moved the stamp higher, and then it covered the number I wrote. See, this is the kind of stupid crap that you just end up having to deal with. Okay, so this was a 4 sen. All right, so 304. 304. All right, good enough. 10 sen carmine is 305. Oh, right, okay. And then 306. Okay. Which apparently I don't have any of them. Okay. So we're done with that series, and we're moving on to the next series, which is pretty similar, but I think these 4. So let's hop into the Scott catalog. Okie dokie. So there, we're done with these. Here we are. Here's our next series. A 2, a 4, a 10, and let me guess, a 20. Yep. Pretty much the same as the last one, but different designs. The Lake of the Six Quanon. Don't know what those are. Yeah, very, very similar. Not only do the stamps look similar, but it's like the same thing here with the Sue sheet that sold for 50 cents. Yeah, they kind of mirror each other, these issues. Very, very similar. Anyways, what's next? Okay, so I supposedly have a number 308, which should be a 2 cent brown, A127. Okay, yep, that's our design, so that's good. Yeah, and there's no notes again about seeing any other issues, so I think we can just put this whole set in. Alrighty, let's see how I do with this guy. Maybe I should lower it down. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get a grip with these tongs, but okay, that looks pretty good. At least in front of my face here, I'm happy with that. So, pretty sure I get some adhesive on my tongs sliding it under like that. Okay. So that looks good. Man, those do look similar, huh? Yeah, my thought was I was going to put it against the edge line of this one here, but then I thought, no, I'll run into the 1940, so let me just keep them all straight, just like it has it in the picture, in the album. And that way I shouldn't block that. And what number was that again? Oh, 308. 308. All right. Moving on. What's next? We've jumped to 313. So it looks like that was the only one in this series that was in this album. Okay, so there's a Sue sheet that would probably be the 311A that they were talking about, I believe, but I don't believe I have that. Okay, there's another one. More Sue sheets. Yeah, there we go. That looks right. Bring you down a little. So yeah, that looks like our stamp there. And what did he say? 313. All right, let's go check this in the catalog. Here's the series we just finished. And move on to this. So this stamp we're working on now is Education Minister with Rescript on Education. Okay, interesting. Two stamp series here
for the 50th anniversary of the Imperial Rescript on Education given by Emperor Meiji to clarify Japan's educational policy. This one is engraved, perf 12 and a half, 1940, October 25th, release date. So, once again, there's just really nothing more to look for. Man, maybe, as I look at this, it's like, I can't believe how easy all of these are now. I went through a lot to catalog those earlier stamps, and man, this is just like a breeze now. Just in retrospect, maybe doing all those earlier stamps burnt me out for a little while, and that's why I haven't been working on this. And now it's just like smooth sailing. This is so easy. Oh, this is like like the reward for suffering through all of the more tedious earlier issues. So, anyways, I just can't believe how easy this is. This is ridiculously easy. I expected I would have to look up some stuff or figure something out so that maybe you guys could learn something with me, but this is all just really easy at this point. So I guess, hey, if you were looking into being a Japanese stamp collector, then you can kind of know. I mean, once you hit the 300s or the late 200s, it's just a joke after that. Really, really easy. Yeah, China, I will say China was worse than Japan. China, oh my gosh. I mean, the overprints, the surcharges, the variations, the secret marks. Yeah, China was harder than Japan. At least so far. So anyway, let's go ahead and pop this number 313 in the album. There doesn't seem to be anything else to really merit any attention. Let's just put it in there.
Alrighty. Get this guy in there. Cool. Welcome home. 313. 313. Booyah. Feels good. I'm not even kidding. It really does feel good to get back into working on this. Got a nice cup of tea. Okay, so both of these are, he's saying, is 315. He's saying both of them are mint. So this is where I get to decide, which one is going to make it into the album. Yeah, I was wondering what was going on with the perfs on the top there, and that's the hinge. Let's take a look at this. Okay, that one looks better. There are 2 hinge marks on the back. And I see kind of a crease running along here. And not horrible, but I really don't like what the hinge did to the perfs on the top of this. Just makes them look all muddled up. So that will be my spare, my extra duplicate. This guy is going to make it in here. I think it is the best looking one. And yeah. Okay. What more is there to say? Supposedly, oh yeah, 315, that was right. That was it. Okay. Kind of looking at the cut on this thing. I don't think it's quite perfect. I could put it back in the guillotine, but in the past I found myself just using scissors to try and clean it up a little bit. Making a mess. Maybe I should just put it in the guillotine again. I don't know. It's acceptable. Okay. Okay. Righty. Okay, numbers on the top or bottom Let's go with numbers on the bottom. Let's have that be the plan. How's that look? That looks pretty good. Okay. 315. Cool. Easy peasy Japanesey, huh? Oh my gosh. The punnage. Alrighty, so let's slip this extra in here. What do we say? 315. 315. Ready? Let that dry. Moving on. What's next? 316. Both mint. Another comparison here. So, and I'm done with that page. I think I've been tossing these. You know, I actually have like a huge collection of used stock pages. I can't remember what the point was there. Was I going to sell them or what? I think I started throwing them away at some point. But anyway, okay, this one's looking pretty rough. I mean, there's just all kinds of imperfections on the back. It's like dented, creased. Almost looks like little punctures or something. Okay, that definitely looks better. The hinge mark is kind of not ideal. It's stained some of the perfs, but not a huge deal. And I would say overall that just generally looks better, period. So I'd be going with that one. Let's use that. Let's see how this fits. A little bit too small. I think this should work nicely in one of these. That looks pretty good. Alright, let me go ahead and cut this guy. You know, I have some other stuff I have to do today, so I don't think I'm going to run this video a whole lot longer. I got some cooking and stuff to do. But, yeah, I feel bad. I was like, haven't made a video in a while. Don't think I've forgotten about you guys. I'm just... Oh, yeah, so at work, I kind of transitioned and began I moved to a different department, basically, and am working on just Volkswagen and Audis now. Like they have like a little mini Volkswagen dealership in my auto auction place where I work, and so I've transitioned to that, and all I touch now is Volkswagens and Audis instead of all these other junk cars. And so I've been having to do training on my own, and it's been a little bit stressful the last couple of weeks. Learning all new systems, all new login credentials, all new methods. Like just everything's new, so work has been stressing me out. They had cut our hours like 2 or 3 months ago. From 40 to 35 hours a week, and I've been really, really struggling to pay my bills. And anyways, it's nice switching to Volkswagen. I'm pretty much back to 40 hours a week. Thank God. I needed that. I was going to have to quit because I just can't sustain 35 hours a week. What is that? Nearly a part-time job. So yeah. Anyway, it's just been a little bit of extra crap for me to deal with. Let's see, 315. Hold on one sec. Nope, 316. I knew I was screwing something up there. It was like 315. Hold on. So, I'm just going to have to choose where I want to put that. Man, whatever. It's not a big deal. Just relax. Enjoy life, Kyle. If I put it down there, it's going to get covered. Or if I put it down there, it's going to get covered by the mount. So yeah, anyway, I'm putting it up here. Maybe it would have been better to just put them all at the top. It would look prettier. Let me... Man, love that. Okay. Okay, 315. Sorry, guys. I know the camera goes out of focus when I put my hand there. Okay, 315, 16. I think that's something that I feel like I might have skipped. I'm not sure. Is going in the catalog and verifying that for this series that we don't have to look at any other stamps. Well, we don't. Just take my word for it. It's the same as all these other ones. It's just straightforward. So that was easy. And let's go ahead and slip our duplicate here. Right there. Where are all these hairs coming from? It's driving me crazy. You know, they always told me when I was younger, you get hairier as you get older. Well, it's true. God. Is it dry? I guess so. Yeah. Alright, 316. I don't know about you guys, but I like to live kind of clean if I can help it. And I can, and I do. I don't like to live like a pig. Like if I raise my head and I look around and I see garbage over there, something I put off that I didn't do there, this is out of order there, I can't stand it. Like I can't live like that. I don't want to live like that. I wasn't raised like that. I just can't live like a pig. So yeah, I like things to be neat and organized and generally clean. I think that most people would agree, as a bachelor, I'm actually a really clean guy. I almost never leave dishes in the sink, that kind of stuff, unless they're going to soak. You know, like, I'm just not a dirty guy. I don't like that one bit. You know, they say cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, I'm not religious, but I think that there's, it doesn't even need to be justified. You know, you want to live a clean, healthy life, right? So, anyway, here I am getting off on a tangent in my thoughts. All right, well, that did it for that page. So this is, I guess, the stopping point. Like I said, I got stuff I got to do, unfortunately. So, but I really enjoyed this. Spending a couple hours on this album in the morning here just was great. Really enjoyed my cup of tea. Hope you guys are doing good out there with anything that you've got going on. And yeah, I'll do exactly what I did last time. Hey, you know, I'll put my little placeholder here. And I'll come back and pick this up maybe next weekend or whenever I feel like it. I don't usually do videos like this, at least lately, where we work on my album together. I don't know if you guys like this or not. If you like this kind of video, you know, hit the thumbs up button. Show me that you like it, or leave a comment if you would like. And I have no problem doing more videos like this where we just work on my album together. I kind of like it, frankly. Okay, all right. That's it. I gotta go cook. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you later. I'll see you. Bye.